Hello and welcome to another interview at the PolyNext Conference. Today, I'm thrilled to have with us someone who embodies innovation, resilience, and the kind of vision the world urgently needs, Philipp Krauss. From traditional plastics to recycled materials, global consulting, e-commerce, and even personal fitness coaching, Philipp is a true multi-hyphenate leader. Philipp, welcome. Great to have you here.
Hi, thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
Likewise. So I'll be starting with the introduction. Our audience must know about a little bit of background, right? So let's start with your journey. With your unique blend of industry expertise and entrepreneurial spirit, how would you describe your path from traditional plastics to becoming a leader in recycled materials and e-commerce?
Well, I started basically a pure trade apprenticeship in a Japanese trading house. And I focus always on margins, reliability, market reading. And later, after that apprenticeship, I studied industrial engineering. That opened my eyes to the need for a closed material loop. And it actually, it helped me to get a better understanding of all these technical terms in plastics. Combining hands-on trading know-how with technical insight, that empowered me, I would say, to rethink waste streams as value streams rather than disposal problems. And
as you mentioned, your experience and your education. So my next question would be for that as well. So your background includes training as a foreign trade merchant and nearly completing your studies in industrial engineering. So how have those early formative experiences shaped the way you lead Krauss Consulting and Recycling today?
Well, I think that the dual training, they taught me very much to the theory and practice must intersect. So I think it's a very good combination of both technical and commercial studies. So on the ground, I saw that the raw potential in what others call waste. And now I leverage that foundation to build consulting and trading solutions that are both technically robust and commercially viable.
Great. So you're also active in e-commerce, consulting, and even personal fitness training. So what connects these three seemingly different areas? And is there a guiding mindset or philosophy that ties them all together?
Yeah, it's basically always about energy management, I would say. Deploying resources as efficiently as possible, maximizing impact, and keeping people at the center. For me, the corporate sustainability directive, which concerns not only the material sustainability but also social sustainability, is a life philosophy, I would say.
Great. So now moving on to the second section of this interview, business strategy and impact, right? So Krauss Consulting is known for aligning sustainability with profitability, not an easy balance to strike. So how do you communicate this dual value proposition to traditional industry players who may be bottom line focused?
Basically, I present clear numbers, cost savings, and revenue streams from recycled feedstocks with a long-term view on recyclates companies, secure supply, let's say also hedge price volatility and unlock margin improvements. So I think it's always a mix of everything, of all the things. So yeah.
So you operate across regions from US and Europe to the Middle East and Asia. So what cultural or business nuances have most surprised you in the global recycling landscape?
I would say in Asia, I learned that growth and tech adoption move at breakneck speed. It's going very fast, very big developments there. In the US, you just need to be very quick. And I would say in Middle East, state-driven infrastructure projects dominate. What surprised me most is the very definition of recycling. So from landfill to diversion and high-tech repolymerization, the terms are sometimes very different.
Right. Okay. So in a saturated sustainability space, how do you distinguish truly innovative partners or technologies from those that are more hype than substance?
I think maybe that's based on my business development experience. I'm always looking for proof of concept, ideally with quantified CO2 reductions or cost cuts. let's say, always have an efficiency in how much material is used compared to the cost benefit you have. Patents and buzz are useful, but real market fit and demonstrated results are non-negotiable. So yeah.
Okay. So how critical are data and technology in building scalable, transparent, and efficient supply chains for recycled plastics? So as we know, this era is going on the data and technologies, right? So yeah, what are your thoughts on this?
I would say, for example, IoT sensors in collection bins, blockchain for chain of custody transparency, in AI-driven sorting analytics, reducing downtimes, cut logistics costs, or also in the digital quality management, for example, is very important. I think that's helping a lot.
Okay. So now moving on to the section 3 of this interview, leadership and vision. Okay. So you have emphasized network thinking and hands-on execution in your work, right? So how do you personally balance high-level strategic thinking with day-to-day operational effectiveness?
Basically, I sketched a 10-year roadmap for myself, or let's say even longer. And I broke it down into monthly milestones, which I want to achieve. And the way the big picture goes, goals stay alive, and day-to-day operations never lose sight. I never lose sight of it. So yeah, originally I have a 5 years plan I'm following. So
I'll be needing that roadmap because I also want to plan a 10 years road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how do you keep your team and your partners aligned and agile, especially in an industry that's both highly regulated and constantly evolving?
I think that's something that I learned very quickly in the recycling industry. Transparent communication is always necessary with everybody, especially when you are just the middleman as an agent or as a distributor. Short feedback loops create flexibility. So let's say we embed compliance checkpoints, not to block innovation, but to guide it.
Okay. Yeah, I completely agree that transparency is one thing that should be there, right? Okay. Yeah. So this is my favorite section because it talks about personal power and philosophy, my two of the most interesting subjects. So you incorporate fitness, meditation, psychology, and even Kabbalah in your daily routine. So how do these practices shape your leadership, style, and decision making? So first of all, if you'd like to introduce what Kabbalah is to our audience.
Yeah, okay. So basically, let's say for me, daily meditation brings clarity to tough calls. So I'm doing that every morning, and fitness builds discipline. And regarding psychology and the Kabbalah, it helps me to distinguish ego from vision. Something that I'm very much digging into is our religions. So the Kabbalah is the representation of the tree of life, and it gives and there are many good advices helping me to find my way in life.
Great. So as a student of psychology, what's one principle or concept you believe every entrepreneur should understand and apply?
Basically the nudge theory. So that means small structured cues can change behavior far more effectively than mandates. I use it constantly in change management. So what was a good help for that, for example, is the 6-minute diary. I can recommend that to everybody, like writing every morning and evening down something positive about your day.
Okay, but like before, after you have just woken up and before you go to the sleep, you write 6 minutes in a diary about all the positive things, right?
Exactly.
Like, basically like journaling, right? If I'm not wrong.
It's like journaling, exactly. It's journaling, yes.
Yeah.
It helps very much.
So I do it on a daily basis. So that's why I got it right. So yes, moving on to the rapid fire round, cross at light speed. So quick answers, 1 sentence or less. Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the biggest myth about the recycling industry?
It's never profitable.
So I doubt that, because there are many people that are involved into this recycling industry. But yes, that's an answer, awesome answer. So one word that best describes your leadership style.
Dependable.
Dependable, right? Okay. So first thing you do in the morning. I know it's journaling, apart from that?
The journaling, it's meditation.
Meditation. Okay, great. So a brand you admire for its authenticity and soul?
Patagonia.
Patagonia. Okay, so it's a German brand?
Wait, I have to Google. Actually, yes.
So
I'm reading.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a German brand, yeah. I think so.
Okay. So what's tougher? Deadlifting 150 pounds or negotiating with suppliers in the Middle East? That's a tricky one.
That's a very funny question. I was laughing about that. So I'm actually in the bench. No, wait, in the leg press. I'm actually at 170 kg. So I would say, it's easier to do the deadlifting. But yeah.
Got it.
But it's a really good question. Actually, it's very hard. Yeah, negotiate with Middle Eastern suppliers.
Yes. So I've been through that lane. So yes. So if you could collaborate with any entrepreneur, living or deceased, who would it be?
Actually, I like Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. Okay.
Because I'm a science fiction fan, I believe this guy will bring us to the stars.
He's a great man. Okay. So a hidden talent few people know about, Philip.
My secret talent?
Your secret? Yeah, your secret talent.
I have a proposal from ChatGPT here, but I don't like that. So, my secret talent. I don't know. Nothing comes to my mind now.
I think it's a hidden then.
Okay.
Yeah. So one thing you would change about the plastic industry overnight?
Actually, really design every application for true circularity. I just had a discussion today with customers where you have like metal contaminations in the injection molded parts or stuff like that. So that should be reduced.
Okay, Philip, to wrap up, what advice would you give to the next generation of leaders who aren't just building businesses, but striving to build a legacy?
To young leaders aiming for legacy over mere growth, focus first on impact, not expansion. Build your foundations, values, especially values, processes, team, and treat everybody with respect.
Totally agree with that. Great. Okay, so thank you so much, Philip, for your time, your insights, and your energy. It's been a pleasure having you with us today. And I welcome you to the PolyNext Conference once again from October 1st and 2nd, happening in Dubai, right? So see you at the PolyNext Conference.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay, bye, Philip. Take care.